I can drown out. I can do a background thing later. They get too loud. Alright, your mic's on. Make sure it's not on mute because it's good for that. That green light should be on. Do you see a light?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Let me hear you.
Hello.
Alright, and here we go. That's what it is. You got it here. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to She. No, it's not She Is the Boss. Hold on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Just Boss, podcast of me sharing my life story for your life story. And hopefully something that I share with you will encourage you or make you laugh or think, or you just pass on by. And today I am joined here with Danielle. And Danielle is my daughter and also my sidekick. So we woke up this morning and we were met with some emails and telephone calls. And so we were sounding off around the house about it. And I said, I can't wait to get to the mics because we need to have this conversation today. So the backdrop is, I'm not going to give all of it, but I'm just going to get to the piece of it. And that piece is petty, unprofessional people. That'll do it, right? Mm-hmm. So the part of it that it came down to this one email, and these people have been going back and forth with each other about whatever it is, you name it, they're going back and forth, but it's gotten kind of petty because what the woman was, hey, don't call me. Let's say her name was. So it got kind of petty. Let's say the woman, her name is, let's use me, right? And they say, hey, boss, when we spoke, you said ABCD. Now, this person has been calling me boss for almost a year now, right? And I've been responding to this person using the last name boss. Well, because this person is being petty now and they don't like that people went over their head and da. Today's email, after she responded to the other stuff, she writes on the bottom, don't call me, example, boss. It sounds authoritative. Now, let me give you some titles here. This is a vice president of a company saying that someone calling them by their last name allows the other person, let's just say it's just an employee, right? So you have a vice president of a company and an employee. And this vice president of a company felt like the employee was too authoritative by calling him by their last name. Patty. That's the backdrop. That is the backdrop of the story. So the reason we thought it was petty was you had 6 months, 8 months. You had from day one to tell her, don't call me that name. Somebody calls me something besides my name. Oh, no, honey, don't call me that. Call me petty.
I don't even know if it's petty. I just feel like it's childish. You are already in an authoritative role, and then now you're saying that the other person is acting like they have authority over you, which sounds like you're just insecure for yourself because your name is boss or whatever your first name is. So that's like saying don't call me by my last name because it's not my last name.
I think it is immature. I think it's very immature. And I think it's petty. I think it's childish. I think it's all of the above because you had ample time to tell the person, don't call me by that name.
It does not matter. It's not like they were called out of their name. You were called by your first name or your last name. The doctor isn't saying, don't call me Dr. So-and-so. My name is Michelle. It's just, this is your name.
Yeah, it is kind of silly.
Then you just could have responded to the email and just called it a day. But then we had to close it out with, and don't call me this. Then what do you want me to call you? Okay.
And the other thing is she's been calling you this for months.
Which sounds like you were already mad.
Yeah, and I mean, but if the person has been calling you this for months, you've been calling me this name for months. Now, when we first met and introduced and said, "Hi, my name is Kelly," and Kelly Boss, and da 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 da, and then you say to me, "Oh, hey, boss," and then I would say to you, "Don't call me boss. Go, just call me Kelly, okay?"
Well, a lot of people do that. Hey, once you get comfortable with the person or whatever, you be like, oh, my name is so and so. That's easier. Somebody will say, oh, okay, but I mean, I'm not gonna get offended if you call me by my last name.
And I don't think I understood the authoritative part. Like how are you the vice president or the president of a company, a corporation, and you feel intimidated or not intimidated, or you feel like you have less authority because someone used your last name, unless you really don't have any authority and that title is all you have, like the key to the broom closet.
Then you should have went for a lower job. Somebody will call you by your first name. We do it with the maintenance people. Hey, so-and-so. You got the day. They're not over here saying, don't call me by my first name. I got a last name. I mean, it just sounds ridiculous.
But it's also how it was in the email closure. It wasn't like it says, you went through all of this.
It's not just one email. I think it's more petty because it's every time you send an email, there's a problem. You sent the email too many times. Yeah. You sent it at the wrong time. You called me by my last name. You called me by my first name. Yeah. You emailed me too long of an email. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
You emailed me too many times in a week. And it's always clause out. So then the day before then, in a Zoom, man, I don't know how people can fight online. Like, it just... I think it's almost like my mother said you would fight with the Jack in the Box at the restaurant. Like, you're fighting with a person on a camera, like on Zoom. Mute, black screen. I ain't even listening to them no more. So it's like they're fighting, and on this Zoom, and the woman said, the woman A, she said, I'm gonna give this a better title because I'll get confused and be blurted out somebody's name. The resident said, you should have not put my name in this piece of paper and posted it. Okay, she was right. And then they said, well, what do you want? And then the vice president said, well, we will print a retraction. She says, I don't want a retraction. Just apologize. Now, there's a bunch of people on Zoom. She's talking to the vice president. Here comes this other woman who is the regional or senior manager. She's not even addressing her. She jumps over her boss and says, I'm waiting for one too. You won't be getting one. I'm like, well, where'd she come from? What's happening to her?
And that's where the professionalism, everybody loses.
But she was on black screen the whole time on mute. And then she jumped on to do all these facial expressions, and her camera must have been right here because her lips were everywhere in that screen. And she was and she was making all these faces and stuff, and I'm just looking like, and how old are we? And then it was sitting here thinking, well, you won't get one. So then they got mad when the other woman, the resident, says, I'm not even talking to you. And then your boss is the one that said that she would write a retraction, and now they're arguing. And I just said, what in the world is this? And then the next day we were met with, don't call me that name. But she just called you that in Zoom yesterday, not even 24 hours. And they're all older than both of us in this meeting. So let's start there. So they're older than us. So we're expecting a little bit more maturity. And they got all kind of titles and acronyms behind their names. And I'm sitting up here like, I can't believe I'm in this room with them.
The problem is it's not the last name. People have jobs, they have titles, and nobody has professionalism. They do not have self-control over themselves. And even if you want to be so mad at the customer, the client, the resident, the whatever, you're supposed to still hold your standards, but you're not supposed to match their level and start yelling and fighting and catching attitudes. I mean, what happened to the customer's always right? I mean, even though they're not always right, we've all done retail. But still, you go in the back and you talk to your coworkers. You don't curse the client out at the desk and say, well, you did want this shirt. Like, you still have to have self-control. And then, some people say it goes both ways, and it does not.
I mean, in real business, it goes both ways. This ain't your house. This is a business. It don't go both ways. And then on top of that, you on the other side, what you emotional about this job for? You don't own this company. They are still paying you that $15 or $22 an hour and maybe $70,000, $80,000 a year. They said $90,000, overtime, you might be at $125, I don't know. But it ain't yours. So in that short period of time that they paying you to do your job, way too many emotions about a company
Come
that's
to
not
work
yours
and do your job and go home.
and go home, because them people that you working for, they are made so much money that day off of you
arguing with
people, and they sitting there like, oh, look at my portfolio, and you up there fighting to the death.
Then the ones that get me that say, I got a life. You be like, clearly not, because we still talking.
Oh, those are the best ones.
You wrote me an email
I don't have, you know what? I could care less. When I go home, I don't even think about this place. I can't tell.
Or the ones that think you know them after 48 hours.
Oh, I thought we had an understanding. What understanding? I don't even know how to spell your name.
You don't know how to spell mine. It's written in my email. You still wrote my name wrong. And I don't like misspelled words at all.
Oh, no, you can't.
I understand everybody has accidents, but that's in a text message, not an email, not a professionalism.
And not with acronyms behind your name. No.
And you cannot be telling me off if you think you're telling me off.
And you can't spell.
And the word's wrong.
And you can't spell. No. It ain't, no, wrong is not it. You can't spell. And so you can, no. Because see, wrong is, oh, gosh, I wrote that email and I can't believe I put that W in there. We all know the W didn't belong in there. We know that, right?
One word is one thing. 5 is a difference. Or every letter is a problem.
Or forwarding it to other people, asking them to help you understand.
Every letter is a problem.
Can you help me understand this? Is this one word or two?
So please don't tell me you've had multiple different positions and jobs.
And you can't spell. And you can't spell. Or all your words are running together, and then you're speaking in third person, first person. And the thing about
all in the same letter.
All in the same letter. And then you say we, and it's like, ooh, you're on the out, huh?
There's no we.
There's no we. But in that problem I have is that, but then you beat on your chest about all your experience, and I've been doing this, and honey, I don't know where you've been doing this, but don't tell nobody else you've been doing it. You better off saying you just started, because then we'll be like, oh, they just started. But don't tell me that you've been doing this, and stop beating on your chest. And I go, well, that's not how you spell that, honey, that at all. And that's unacceptable in this day and age, because when I was coming up, there was no Grammarly, and there was no all these edits. And no, I shouldn't probably say that.
He should definitely, or she should definitely get Grammarly,
a Webster,
AI, or a dictionary, a thesaurus.
Yes, you got to keep that at your desk.
I don't know, all the things they taught us.
When we were younger, we didn't have all of this. Either you, girl, how you spell such and such again, or
sound it out.
Sound it out. That was the best one. Sound it out. And so you sound it out.
And if you still can't spell it, don't use it. Just find another word.
Or you get up, you walk across the room to that dictionary or thesaurus, and you...
They don't have those in their clubs anymore,
child, I'm about to buy them. You know what I should get them? You know what? Now you want to talk about Patty. I should, besides the fact that the cleaning supplies they need, I should get them a Webster Pocket Dictionary.
Oh, let's talk about cleaning supplies. No company, business, miniature, big or small. I don't know. You should never tell somebody you ain't got products to clean your storefront, building, office. I don't know, but everybody got soap and water, be it put dish soap in some water, some bleach. It doesn't have to be Fabuloso Pine Sol.
Girl, stop using names on here. Ain't nobody paying me.
Everybody got them in their kitchen. You got dish soap.
Yeah, and they said they didn't
Do
have
not tell people you cannot wash your floors because you don't have product. One, where is all your money? Because then that means you're running your business wrong. And then 2, you didn't have soap and water. You didn't have hot water. Because we all mopped our floors with hot water because we're like, oh my gosh, I forgot to buy it, but you didn't have water.
And hot water works because steam works.
Different.
And so we're not using anything. So you tell people that, and then you want us to respect you and be like, you ain't got no cleaning supplies. Not for your home, for a corporation, not even a small
you went out of budget
business.
Not a problem.
See, I'm not talking small businesses, struggling businesses, what do you call it? Independent people. I'm not talking about that. We're talking corporations, okay? Corporations. You own businesses, and now here we go. The woman that owns all these properties knows that she wouldn't have told nobody she don't have no cleaning supplies, because I know she has money for cleaning supplies. But the people way down here
running that department,
fighting tooth and nail, fighting to keep their jobs, clearly, because I don't know why they fighting for this woman's property, because it's not theirs. They're
good for saying I don't work for you. You have a job because of me.
So they talk all this stuff, and it's like, but you are fighting so hard for this company. And those people, matter of fact, I'll give you an example of how much they did not know these people. This was several years ago, and I called a meeting with the owner. The owner came in to meet with me and the regional manager as well. I was in there, and the owner and I were talking. The regional manager walked in, and she kind of looked strange, and I said, "Oh, this is so-and-so." And she was like, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you." And I said, "Oh, you've never met him?" She goes, "No, I've never met him before." And I was like,
which means you were too dark. You were too far down the food chain for her to care. She just wants you to do your job from her little pamphlet she put out.
And now that's really bad.
But your job description is your title.
But I was trying to keep her. But Danielle was right though. You were too far down on the food chain. She did not care who you were. But to you felt like you were the senior or regional manager. They gave you a key to the broom closet, and you run around here talking about, because I'm the senior manager. And the woman that owned the building was like, "Hi, how are you?" Who says Kelly?
It's not just about senior manager or whoever. You can have whatever title you have. I wish everybody stopped thinking you get a job, you get a paycheck, and you run it. You don't. You get a paycheck, because when they don't like you no more, you're fired. When they don't need you anymore, you're fired.
You don't even get a watch no more.
Your manager goes too.
Yep.
They don't care. And you came to work with all these feelings, and I came here to make friends, and I love everybody, and then now you have no job, and you're sitting at home too.
And then the people, the real sad thing is, and this is not funny, but it is sad, the very people that were there talking about, "Oh, I'm the manager and I'm this and that," when they fired you, I'm standing there and watch. They all came in early in the morning too. They drove all the way from way up there,
and waited for you to get to work,
waited for you to get to work. They were there before you. You get there at 8:30. They were there at 6:30 already having coffee in your office.
And about faced you at the
door. And when you got there, they turned you around at the door with your box of the little picture frames of your family and stuff.
They already cleaned it up
and
for
you. And they put you out and took your pass and keys. And they don't care. And I'm standing there like,
told you.
Tried to tell you. I told you when you first walked in the door, I said, "Listen, tread lightly, because I've seen everybody spin around in that chair. Oh, not me." And I was like, "I know that's what the last person said that was here 8 months." And sure enough.
They all say they haven't met me, not God. Me. It won't be me. And usually I just want to go, "You never met who?"
I know, you never met a me, or you never met a them.
But I'm telling you right now, in 6 months, you'll be out of a job. So you might as well start applying.
And the thing is, they all leave. And the really sad thing is it doesn't have to happen. And I don't make you leave.
Just don't come to work with feelings, and you can keep your job.
Just keep your job. But I think we put all this backdrop to say, no, them people that really make the money don't care. They don't care.
Stop coming to work thinking you got friends.
They don't care. You ain't got no friends.
You don't have friends at work. Those are your coworkers. You just met them. Y'all get along in them 8-hour shifts.
That's all it is.
Y'all may text about somebody else, but I bet you in one transfers you won't hear from them
ever again.
I left my job and somebody was like, "Where'd she go? She doesn't talk to us." I didn't care.
I don't know where anybody is that I've known. I mean, this is a job. But I guess at the end of the day, put this, when you go to work tomorrow, next week, or however your shift work, it is a means to an end for you to do what you need to do. Go back to that portfolio, that little booklet they give you. I don't even know if they still give you these things. That hierarchy. Well, they used to tell you
what the people are. The little tree.
Yeah, the little tree.
Yeah, it's not a booklet no more. It's an 8.5 by 11.
Okay, find your name. That's all I'm gonna say.
Your name's usually not on it anymore either.
Find your name.
They tell you all your bosses and who their boss is, and then it's the end of story.
Find your name, okay? When you get that little tree, find your name or position. Okay.
And they don't hand it to you no more.
And then when you find it, I want you to see where it ranks. And if it's not there, that should be just mind your business. And hi, may I help you today? Hi, hello, so-and-so, may I help you?
Do your job and go home.
Go do your job and go home. Because you ain't even ranking nowhere in there. It's not yours. It's not yours. Do your job and go home. Next time somebody come to the counter and you don't like that customer or that cashier don't like, "Hi, how are you?" "Oh, it was her. Yeah, you didn't find everything you were looking for. I'm so sorry." You right. It's a sorry store. I'm so sorry that you feel that way today. I hope. Is there anything else I can help you with?
9 times out of 10, you can keep your job when you just keep your mouth shut and do your job.
Just shut your mouth.
Don't come to work complaining.
Shut your mouth.
What was that model? Leave your baggage or something at the door. Attitude at the door. I don't know. Whatever. It was something, and you just leave it there. Come do your
It's
job.
not that serious.
They give you a job title. They give you a description. They tell you what the skill sets
And they reducing them titles down to everything. Now them titles, them they just I wish people knew how much they were insulting
They
you.
reduce
They're
the
giving you
titles to give you less pay.
and they're giving you a quarter more than the person you're supervising. Sometimes 50 cents more than you're supervising, and they don't attach the title behind that. That means absolutely
There was
nothing.
one job I had. They only made $5 more than me, and that cracked me up. I was like, wow,
and
you're
don't let them
doing more
tax
work
that.
than me.
Don't let them tax that after they tax that. So just do your job. I'm not saying don't climb or reach for anything, but all these feelings, and here's the real deal, because you all know how I feel about therapy. I had to make sure it was still on record. You know how I feel about therapy. Go to therapy, because a lot of this I watch and I'm like, you need to get some professional help. And I'm not saying that in any kind of facetious way. You need to go talk to someone to find out how you go to a job, because from what I'm hearing, they ain't even giving out 8 hours in a shift no more. So I'm figuring how you
They're barely giving you a shift.
So I'm trying to figure out how you fell out with strangers.
You know what they call them? Floaters now. They guarantee you 2-hour paychecks or 2 shifts or whatever at a job. And then they tell you can pick up shifts as you go along if somebody needs help.
So you have fallen out and fell out and everything else for these people who are really doing all of this to manage their books. The reason that this particular corporation, they really just had to reduce their budget in cleaning supplies because people were spending irresponsibly. Okay. Now that's the professional way to say things. Not that we can't get cleaning supplies to clean, but that's really.
You should have never told me you couldn't get cleaning supplies. You should have said, I'll get to it. I'm working on it. But you don't tell a person what you don't have.
No, you don't. But you do if you think you're checking somebody. Think about, well, we would have had cleaning supplies if everybody wasn't asking for. And you'd be like,
those are those feelings.
That's a lot of feelings in here.
This isn't your kitchen.
I just wanted to know where you're mopping. I don't know what to say. And so that's just a lot of feelings. And again, but something you don't own. If you were to check down at the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Corporations Division and you type in that company's name and you can find out who owns it, you're not there. And so I don't get why everybody is trying to prove a point and fight so hard for a company that you don't own and for a company that will throw you out.
Are insecure. They need authority. They want the key to the broom closet.
And that's that therapy part again.
Go to therapy, not
therapy.
Because you're emotionally distraught from the world, but because you need some tools of how to
go
live
live,
and function in the world.
This in a while. You want to go live?
I don't know if I'm gonna say everything correctly.
You're doing good now. We probably so loud with these headsets on. But you're doing good now. We haven't gone live in a while, but. I mean, at the end, we should go live because this conversation is really about
your job.
It's just do your job.
And I'm not trying to be funny. If you had a lot of responsibilities outside of your job, you don't want no other responsibilities.
Sure don't.
Because boy, I wanted to go to work and nobody asked me a question.
Don't pray and nobody bother
then I was like, where is your boss? Because I don't want to answer any questions. But it's okay.
And that's the part. It's like you do have a lot of responsibilities and you're like, God, I just want to get here. Let me do what I have to do. And then you're better off trying to make the best of that day. What do you say? 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours you get to work there?
You get an 8-hour shift, but they get to send you home after 3.
You see that loyalty?
So technically, you done showed up, got dressed, left the house,
with
took
people,
the bus, drove,
fought
whatever
with people,
it is.
Fought
you went
with
to
people,
work, and there's no warning. And then somewhere around 2.5 hours, maybe 2, they go, you know what? After this, you can go home because it's a little bit slow.
And you fought with everybody,
and
fought with everybody, and everybody sitting up, and you sitting up here going through all of this, and they don't send you back home to your bed. And so do your job.
So when you go on a job interview and they go, do you have any questions for me? Instead of saying no, say, what can you offer me? Because sometimes they can't offer you nothing but a guaranteed 1 shift out of 7 days.
You better ask them what they can offer you.
Ask them what they can offer you because you're supposed to bring something to the table. I'm here to work for you, but to help you make money.
If you can't, this man said to me a long time ago, his name was David Weidman, and he said, if you work and can't take care of your family, then there's no point of you working. Now, I know that would be like, oh, where I'm going to get money from? That's a whole other podcast, and I don't have it right now. But there's a lot of fact to that because you should not get up and go and work you 1 hour and 3 hours and whatever these shifts are, and you cannot tend to your family because you are coming out of your pocket.
Excuse me.
What does this say? Not now. Okay, we gotta go.
We're gonna have to wrap this up. Because the phone needs to charge and get a little more memory. But
thank you for hanging out with.
There will be a part 2.
Thank you for hanging out with Just Boss. And Danielle, we hope something that we've said from our real life story, this is a real life story, helps you in your real life story. Stay safe, be well, be blessed.
Bye.